All right, what's up, everybody? How's everybody doing this evening? I'm doing quite well. Figured Tuesday night, I kind of want to do some live streams Tuesday nights starting in April, and I figured tonight would be a good night to just see how that works out for me. So I got out of work at a decent time tonight. We'll see how this goes. How's the audio levels? Obviously, I'm not wearing headphones tonight because I don't want to. Does everything sound okay? We're going to be doing some work on the DBEV this evening. I'll probably stream for about an hour, hour and a half or so. See how it goes. I have a tickle in the back of my throat, so bear with me if I have like a major coughing attack at some point. Just kind of like watching the chat for a minute here. Audio levels all look good. Everything seems to be looking good on my end, so the screen is blurry. Well, yeah, I'm streaming at 1080, I think. I should be streaming at 1080, so you should be good. All right, so 38 people watching. Not bad for a unannounced live stream. Oh, you know what? I gotta put it on my Facebook really quick. I did tweet it out. Let me just put a post up on the Facebook. And then we'll get into it. What we're going to do tonight is try to fill in some of these gaps that you see on the screen here. Low battery, yeah, whatever. So we're going to try to fill in some of these gaps because we're getting pretty close to the end of our build here. Copy the link. Sorry, I'm unprepared here. I just ate dinner. I literally just walked in the door, ate dinner really quick, and then sat down to do this, so this is my life now. Publish Facebook. Okay. Made the noise. We're good. Okay, so anyway, I suspect right now, I think I just released episode number 17, so that, right, was it 17? 17? 18, 19, 20. So that leaves 3 episodes left of the DBEV until we hit episode 20. And I think episode 20 is going to be, that's it. I think that's going to be done because if we zoom out, and there's no spoilers in here because I haven't done any work. Let me just think. I haven't done any work for the next video yet. So some of the things that I need to decide what to do. Let's get ourselves oriented properly here. East, west, west, east. I gotta figure out what to do about this empty zone here. This is like all mountains. I think I might need to terraform this. The thing is like, I don't think that you see any of this in the map. So I'm kind of torn on whether or not I need to terraform it and then cover it in some texturing, some grass textures or something like that. Or if I can just delete the, baseboards. So I'm not sure about that. I have to try to just make a decision there. Same with some of this gray area over here. If we go into this area, we can take a look. This isn't the stuff that I'm going to be working on tonight, but I just kind of want to go over. This is just a good chance for me to like recap with you guys like exactly what's left for those of you who are watching. 41 out of 4,500 people. What is that? Less than 1%? Something like that. Anyway, as you can see through here, through our valley, you really can't see those unscenic areas anywhere. It's not until you would kind of cross over this threshold right here would you begin to see that. Same with if you're down in the valley, and I know YouTube is really hating the fact that I'm moving around really quickly right now, so I apologize if the bitrate dips. I try not to move around too quickly for that specific reason, but alas, here we are. So some of these ridges I think I could scenic and stuff like that, but I think some of them I could probably get away with just removing altogether. So that's something that I have to do. But today and in the next probably 1 or 2 episodes of the DBEV, we are going to be focusing on the bits of gray area, the empty areas around here, around the city, which are desperately needing to get finished. And I'm just really, it's a grind. I'm not even gonna deny it. It is a grind at this point. So I'm just trying to get through it right now. Let me take a peek at the chat because I thought I saw a couple questions pop up while I was just running my mouth. Will this rail be free on jointed rail? I don't know. I haven't talked it over with them. It'll probably be something similar to how we had the P&B set up. So the route will probably be free, and then you'll get you'll have a payware pack. So that's probably how that's going to go down. I really don't know. I'm not to a point right now where I'm having anybody at jointed rail test it or look at it. So we'll see how that goes down. There, I thought there was something else in here. No announcement on Discord. I did put an announcement on Discord. It's in the station lobby. I just didn't do an at everyone or anything like that. Oh, and did I see K&L Trainz? Steve Laros here. Hey, how's it going, Steve? All right. So, last question here. How close are you to the tracks? I'm not really sure what you mean by that, but this is what we're looking at right now. All right, so before I start doing some of the work that I wanted to do tonight, I just want to share this view with you and how cool it is. I was going to post a screenshot of this last night on my Discord, but I decided not to because some of it's not finished. But this angle and everything just really, zoom back just a little bit, kind of shows the scale of just the downtown scene. And it's kind of ridiculous, to be perfectly honest with you, that I'm putting so much work into such a small area, I guess. I don't really know, but there's a whole lot going on, and only like there's one track, you know. So it's kind of, I don't know. It's a little probably excessive and over the top on my part, but I just wanted to share that with you because I thought if we zoom out a little bit further, it almost gets better. What I have to do is change my field of view. But it definitely has a really cool view, or a cool sort of feel to it, in my opinion. Just scenery over here, big downtown scene over here, and this track kind of going through it. So anyway, I thought I'd just share that with you guys. 56 people watching right now. Awesome. Good to have you guys here on this Tuesday night. Thank you so much. Oh, I have Nightbot. This is my first time using Nightbot. I see it just popped up in the chat there. It says, "Come on, bruh, stop posting links." I don't know what you posted and why you got timed out, but this is my first time using Nightbot. I'm planning on using it to do a giveaway very soon, so I'm just experimenting with it right now. So this is a little area that I got started on last night, trying to fill in and figure out what exactly I wanted to do with this section of roadway here, because I think that this is a really great view with this double bridge and the industry here and this roadway. So I wanted to work a little bit over here, and I've got maybe an hour and a half to do this stream. So I thought maybe we could try to finish this off, fill in this gray area, and kind of just get this sort of done. I was sort of saving this area for my next episode, but since I don't know when that's going to be, and I want to do some work on this tonight, I thought this would be a pretty good thing to work on. Yeah, the only reason that I'm using Nightbot really is because for this giveaway that I'm going to try to do soon, and it's got like a random roll the dice sort of deal, so it'll help me with that. All right, so Willies, you were trying to help me out with this light. I was looking for a very specific lamp, and I'm gonna see if I can find it. We're gonna see if we can find it for this gas station repair area. Actually, it's not a gas station. Let's see what I want. It's like a fluorescent light. How do you spell fluorescent? F-L-O-U-R? Fluorescent? I don't know how to spell. Let's look up lamp. Because I'm looking for a very specific lamp that I know I've used in the past, and I can't find it anywhere. It's sort of a fluorescent fixture mounted on a 45-degree angle, and it's, you know, a big 4-foot fixture on a 45-degree angle. And they usually, if I remember from when I was a kid, they were orange. They were like the sodium vapor lamp. Not actually, that's definitely not a lamp. That's a female. It doesn't belong there. This game is very fun with how things are titled. So what I wanted to do, though, is I wanted to just detail this area a little tiny bit and see if we can just wrap it up. I don't want to go overly detailed with this. Fluorescent, F-L-U-R. Let's see. Oh, wait, did I spell F-L-U-O-R? F-L-U-O-R. I got nothing and nothing. All right, back to lamp. What am I going to do after the DBEV? Well, we've got a lot of stuff that we can do on the P&B. There's like a whole map basically to make. So I'll be doing that. But before I even get back to that, I got to make some sessions. I got a whole, probably, I don't know, a few sessions that I'm going to make for this one. Maybe four or five sessions that I'm going to make for the DBEV to include with it. So that's going to be my next big thing. But a lot of that is going to be, actually all of it's going to be done off camera. I got to itch on my nose. So a lot of that's going to be done off camera. All of it's going to be done off camera. So you're not going to see too much of that. But then we're going to get back to the P&B. And I also have a project that I'm going to be starting in Trainz 2019. And whenever I get that underway, I will most certainly... Actually, I have two projects. Sitch. I actually have two projects for Trainz 2019 that I want to get started with and kind of experiment around with. I think you guys will like both of them. Once I get those underway, I'm going to be giving away a copy of Trainz 2019 to somebody in a stream. And that'll be announced. I'm obviously not doing that tonight. That'll be back at the top on that one. Oh, my nose is itchy. That'll be back. That'll be announced separately. All right. Anyway, let's just move some of this garbage that I have here wherever I want it. We're just gonna kind of dosey-dose some stuff around. Let's just get this crap in here first, and then we can position it, retexture the ground, and do whatever else we got to do here. By the way, has anybody in the chat here tried the new camera controls for Trainz 2019? Because I've been messing around with them, and they are quite cool, I must admit. I do like what N3V has done with that. I see a question here. How about a session creation tutorial for Trainz? I don't know that I could do a video on it because it's kind of in depth, and I literally just don't have the time for it. Like, I just don't have any time right now, and it's killing me. But maybe I could do that for a live stream. That might be a possibility at some point. Do some kind of a do a live stream for session building. Not really sure. There's a lot of stuff that I want to do, and not a lot of time for me to do it, and it's difficult for me to split my time between something like doing tutorials or just doing builds. You know, I'd rather be building. So it's tough to for me to just make that decision. But I do understand that you guys look forward to a lot of the tutorials that I do, so I do want to try to get some more done. It's just going to be a little bit difficult for me to do for a little while, at least until I get my work-life balance sorted out. Right now, everything is all in cahoots. I'm lucky I have the time tonight to really be doing this. I should be like showering and getting my lunch ready for tomorrow and making food and this and that, but I'm just saying, screw it, not tonight. I got this to do. No, I want those tires. But back to, let's put this on its own layer. Back to Trainz 2019 camera controls. They actually listened for once, and they have added, I guess I could just grab it. They added a drone camera, at least that's what it's labeled as in the settings. And you can actually do like a free flying drone. Like you're not, you know how like right now, like if I go up and down with the arrow keys, like I'm pivoting around where the mouse cursor is here. You have the option of not doing that, where if you use the arrow keys, you'll move forward and backward and left and right, and then you can use page up and down to go up and down, and use your mouse to look around. So it's a little bit more like City Skylines, I guess. That's the only thing that I can really compare it to. Like I'm sure there's better games to compare it to, but that's the only other game that comes to mind that I, offhand, that I could be like, oh yeah, that's a control scheme that other people might be familiar with. So. It's definitely going to be a big benefit for people like me who like doing cinematics and that sort of thing. So I'm really, really looking forward to getting a little bit more involved with that. What is this? Oh, paramedic bag. Oh, we could have used this in our fire scene. Oh, and then there's paramedics. Ooh, I might have to revisit that. Anyway, so I can't wait to actually start making use of that in my videos and stuff like that. That's one of the other reasons why I'm kind of like looking forward to like getting started with Trainz 2019, because there are some aspects that I think are actually really great, and for once I think N3V is listening to what people have to say and implementing some stuff, and I think that that's great. So looking forward to doing that. They also asked me for some feedback on it, and I'm willing to give it to them. So N3V, if you're watching this right now, I think it's probably like 8 a.m. your time right now, maybe 9 a.m. So if you're watching this right now, by some chance, I've got some feedback to give you. Hit me up. Let me know. Let me know how to get in touch with you. All right, what am I looking for? Not this stuff. Oh, wait, maybe I'm... It's been crazy, guys. Coming back down to the city and trying to just figure out how to balance my life again has been really, really challenging. And I don't want to sound like I'm whining or something like that, but man, it has been very, very difficult. All right, let's see. Question in the chat, is it like using Alt-Y or Alt-U in Surveyor? No, it's not. It's this is totally different. There's a couple other camera modes, one of which is like a first-person mode. And by the way, you can use this in Driver. This isn't just stuck in Surveyor. Like, the Alt, I don't even know if it works in this. Alt-Y. Yeah, there is a mode that's similar to this, but for Driver. So like I'm moving around, I'm looking around with my cursor. So there is a mode like this, and the drone camera is sort of similar to this, where you kind of look around and pan around with your mouse cursor. But you can go up into the air and you can fly around, and there's also a fly mode. I think it's just fly, which is a little bit different. Where depending on where you're looking, you'll move in that direction. You'll move wherever you're looking. Whereas the drone, you'll constantly stay at the same altitude. But fly, you'll sort of go up or down with it. It's hard to explain. I do want to like do a video of it just to like, or a live stream just to show it off, because it's a really cool feature that actually has me really excited. And yeah, I am definitely gonna abuse it. I'm definitely gonna abuse that drone camera. There is no doubt about that. All right, I need to focus here for a second. Joe, what are we doing? Let's cut this off. That's the whole thing. I'm not, ragging on N3V for anything. I'm not trying to give them a hard time on not integrating things that people have asked for in the past, but historically speaking, they haven't been super great or super accommodating when it came to that sort of thing. So for them to actually listen to what people are looking for, I think is really, it's a good sign. It's a good sign, my friends. All right. peeking over at the chat. All right, so what else do we want to add here? We're obviously got to add some parked cars. This street light is not being used. We're gonna get rid of that. Still don't know what street light it is that I was looking for, but that's okay. I'll find it eventually. Let's add some parking here for people who are maybe waiting for their cars. 44 Willie's recommended an excellent car carrier, which I will add. I did add it over here to our used car parking lot here. So this car carrier here, I couldn't find it before. U.S. Trailer Mobile Car. Excellent, excellent find. 44 Willie's is really great with finding assets that I don't know how he does it. So sorry once again for zipping around like crazy. I don't really know if there would be a car carrier here necessarily, but we're going to add one anyway, just for some character. Let's see. Let's add one of these guys as well. Oh, you know what we can do that might be... it might be interesting to do. We'll try it. I don't know if it's going to work here. We can do, instead of this guardrail back here, we can do like a container wall. Nah, that's not going to work. That's not going to look good here, I don't think. Let's move this up here. I always like putting these, whenever I do like tractor trailers, I like putting them on an angle like they're turning out or something like that. All right. You know, one thing I do miss about having my headphones on is that I can't hear any music. But sometimes that gets a little distracting. So I guess maybe it's better. Maybe it's better. And I feel like I talk a little bit louder when I don't have the headphones on because I'm not hearing myself. So maybe that's not such a bad thing. Let's rotate this the right way too. Although without headphones, I really am just sitting here talking to myself. All right, that's looking all right. We can add... I don't know if I want to use this median. I always forget that I have another, like, sort of median thing. It's not sidewalk median 4 foot. There's another one. And I always forget what it's called. Maybe I have it saved. What am I looking for here? One thing they need to change with these pick lists is, like, I say this probably every stream, this change pick list needs to just be right here. Like, all my pick lists should be right here. Like, I shouldn't have to go into a menu and then go into a sub menu to change my pick list. Like, the pick lists should just be there, or even right here. Like, I shouldn't have to do this. Really bad UI design. Really, really bad. Details. So let's thumb through this quick. CL path. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Got that wall. I'm trying to remember what the heck it was called. Sort of a median, but it didn't. It is a median, but it didn't have that in the title. Got some fences, some details and crap in here. What is that? That's a bridge. My back at the top? No. Now I am. All right, so let's see. I think... No. I guess let's just do... We'll just use our sidewalk 4-foot median. I just want to put like a little divider here. And then I guess we could put a guardrail on top of that. Maybe we'll go the other way. I say I'm not going to go too detailed with some of this stuff and then end up doing the opposite. I guess I kind of figured like if you're going to be looking down the road, it should look kind of nice. And I hate when scenes just kind of end. So, what's up, Terry Bolden? Welcome to the stream. N3V should add dynamic lighting to objects like streetlights. Yes, they should add point lighting. It is way, way past due, but from my understanding, it could be added to the game, but because there's so much old content, it would not. It like causes tons and tons of lag. So I think on like in Trainz 2019, if everything gets up to like the game, the standards in there, whatever the asset standards are now, it's my understanding that I think point lighting could be integrated. It is part of Trainz 2019. I have heard that it is like within the game. It's just not. Active, or I guess I don't know if that's the right word. Functional. It does exist, but it's just not functional yet. But don't, again, I mean, that's just my hearsay. I could be completely wrong on that. I gotta get a thing. Sometimes I just would rather fly around until I find the asset that I want and then just use the get object rather than have to like take the time to search it. For some reason, that's just easier in my head. Point lighting would be awesome because honestly, I've said it so many times, night lighting in this game is just so bad. It's bad enough that most of the time I just don't really bother with putting streetlights because I don't ever think about night lighting. Because I don't ever run the game at night because it looks terrible. So, proper night lighting would bring this game up into the 21st century where it belongs. We'll get there though. Okay, we got that kind of thing. Mulch Island. Yes, that's the one that I was looking for. Mulch Island. Knew it was something like that. Let's see. This might not be necessarily what I want. These are kind of cool. I think there's a whole bunch of them. I think if you type in island, maybe? Maybe not. I don't know. I feel like I remember downloading like a whole series of these things, but it's the same thing as this median. I thought I remember there being more. Maybe is it all this JMR stuff? Oh, look at that. They had road stripes too. Floaty ones. They all float and they have shadows. Yeah, let's see. We're not going to use that. We'll just stick with that. We could throw a little bit more parking over here. Oh, I'm being discorded. Who's discording me? Aha, okay. Obviously, one day I'm going to have to sit down and put a whole bunch of parked cars in here. And that's just not going to be fun. My least favorite thing to do. Where do we have JR manhole cover? These are pretty cool. Just like throwing a few of these around. We could kind of, I guess, swing them to the 90-degree mark. Why don't we do this one like on 45, because they're never exactly perfect. put you over there. And this one looks kind of cool like this. Yeah, actually, you know what? We can lower it. That's another thing I like to do with these, is just lower them down so that it's just the top right there. What's up, John Rizzo? Welcome. All right, let's see. What else can we add? We definitely need to add some more lights. Do 2. These lights kind of annoy me because they rotate, like their center point of rotation is actually in the center, and I think most light assets tend to rotate from like the base, which makes sense. Oh, look at, there's the rotation bug. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back, rotation bug. You're not gonna go away, are you? I gotta try to rotate something else. Always good to see bugs that were squashed come back. Or were they actually squashed to begin with? Who knows? All right, let's see. We're just gonna put one here and one over here. Hello. That should be fine. Okay, that's not looking too terrible. I thought it'd be kind of interesting to just put like another strip mall. It's not a strip mall, but you know, another little shopping sort of dealy. Why not? All right, 72 people watching right now. What's up, everybody? Welcome. Welcome to the stream. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Thanks for joining us this evening while we do some work on the Dry Brook and Esopus Valley, my fictional route, which is rapidly approaching the end. The end is near. And I couldn't be happier. Not because I'm burned out on this project. I am burned out on it, I guess, but usually by the time I get to the end of projects like this, like with the P&B, it happened as well, and the D&T, I get to a point where I'm just like, all right, kind of ready for this to be done. All right, so I just want to start plotting out where our borders are going to be. This is nice and laggy too. For some reason, texturing on these particular tiles when I was doing this last night was like extra laggy. Let's see if I can. Oh, it's not too bad right now. It was like massively bad last night. It's not really super improved right now, but okay. So let's see. You know what we could do? We could put, well, let's do this. We're gonna add a couple of crates at least. And I'm gonna delete this spline. And again, I'm just getting lost in details that are totally unnecessary to be working on, but I'm okay with it. Let's see, where would it be? Also, why do pick lists always rearrange themselves? Like cars was just at the bottom. You guys saw it. I just clicked it. I'm gonna watch it right now on the screen. Cars was on the bottom and now it's up a level. Why? Why is this moving? Stop moving. Behave. Work out. Do what you're supposed to do. All right, somewhere in here is something that I was gonna use. What was I gonna put? I was gonna put some containers. I could probably just search container. By the time I find it, scrolling through this, I could have typed it in. But you know what I want is a container. I just want like a loose container, not a container truck. I like doing these. I always like these red ones too. Kind of drop this. We could put a couple down. Just kind of help fill in the area a little bit. I don't mind that. We'll do another one. And once we get sort of our, let's find another one that looks good, perimeter figured out, then that's usually when I like to go in and do some detailing. And so speaking of like detailing, I want a bigger one, 40 foot maybe. Speaking of detailing, one of the next 2 episodes. So there's, like I said, there's going to be 3 episodes of the DBEV left. One of the next 2 will be detailing, where I plan to just go through... Oh, that's way too bright. Go through this map and just throw details all over the place. Wasn't there like some JR ones? Just a full stack. I plan on going through and just doing like a whole bunch of detailing. Why not? Why don't we do this guy? So that'll be like a super detailing episode, and then I'll do another one with traffic. I gotta add some traffic to the roads. Let's put one over here. You know what? This will look better actually. We'll leave that. All right. Maybe we're looking a little cluttered. Let's get rid of that guy. I don't mind that one. This is fine. This guy can come over here a little bit more. Looks good. Maybe I'll cluster up some more like old cars back there. Will be good. Let's put this guy over here. Let's do this guy over here. Why not? And sometimes I kind of just throw stuff down. You guys have seen me enough. Kind of just throw things down and then sort of work out some of the details later of like what's going on with them. We're gonna throw some cars in these garages here because I'm just a lunatic like that. Oh, hey, one of these guys would be good, right? Oh no, this isn't what I thought it was. I was thinking this was like one of those flatbeds that they can like tow a car up onto. That would be a good addition though. I don't know what that would be called. All right, I guess we'll put one of these like generic looking cars up in here. This guy needs shocks. Actually, this car is getting hydraulics put in. It's gonna be one of those bouncing cars. There we go. Nice. All right, so that's a nice little touch. I could take it to the next level and add some details inside if I really want to. Not feeling that insane at the moment. Need some more asphalt textures. Like, I like these ones. Here's the thing, is that I really like these Tume ones. Tume. I don't know if anybody actually knows the answer to how to say that guy's name. I like these, but I almost would want the same thing, but with different color pavement. So like I like this light color. Like this is like a nice highlight color. I'd like to see like the same kind of like, what would you call that? Like tar pattern, but with the light stuff. And then maybe a darker, like a fresh asphalt sort of texture would be nice too. All right, we got that. We'll put some cars in there. Let's just see what this is looking like. Oh, you know what we got to put? We're definitely going to put some shrubs in there. Let's see. These are the ones that I typically use. I'll just sort of boop a couple of those in there. I don't know if I have any smaller ones. You know, let me see what I have JVC wise. I always, yeah, like I was gonna say, I always stick to the same stuff, but at this point, like I'm so, it's actually not a bad looking tree. I'm so invested in the assets that I've been using that I'm not sure if now is the right time to introduce anything new, any new assets. You know, I've been using so many of the same trees and shrubs and stuff like that, that if I start doing something different now, it's usually not good. It's usually not to do, it's not good to do that too late in the game. These will be nice. for a fall route. I want to do a fall route at some point. I always wanted to do a fall route, but there's not any good looking fall speed trees or shrubs or anything like that. So, all right, I'll do that another day. Find me some shrubs. What are the shrubs that I was using? A couple of these little guys. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. Do one there, one there. Sure, why not? Just a little scenic divider. Works for me. Catch you later, Sean Dean. Thanks for hanging out. Could you use seasonal trees? The speed trees, the seasonal speed trees just don't look good in the fall. They just look like colored lollipops. Not very good. I'm gonna put my heating pad on my shoulder because it's really bothering me sitting here right now. Oh, it's not plugged in. All right, forget that. All right, so where am I? So what I want to do is let's populate a couple of these back here. Boom, boom. Oh, something like that. Where's my buddy here? I love these guys. I really don't know how I'm ever going to make the switch all the way over to only 3D trees. I don't know. I don't know if it's possible because I don't know if there's enough like good looking 3D trees and shrubs out there. Like some of the 3D shrubs just look like blobs. So I don't know. Let's throw another one over here. Terry Bolden, catch you later, man. Thanks for hanging out. All right, let's see. We're getting there. We'll do some of that over here too. These are nice. We're gonna add some of these. Also, do a couple here and there. And again, this is just supposed to be some background stuff, so I shouldn't really go too much. I kind of... The thing is like I'm building these scenes like from views that I think work, and then like as soon as I hand it off to you guys, like you're gonna have your own opinion on like what views you like. So some areas are just probably not gonna be as scenic as they could be, given how you guys are gonna end up playing the game. All right, let's see. Let me do this. This again always helps me. I'm gonna copy and paste some of these trees in here. Just because it helps me kind of... It just always helps me, I don't know, wrap my head around what areas I really need to work on. And sometimes like once I get something down, then I can kind of tweak it, so to speak. Like I feel a little bit better about just like moving some of those trees around once I see like how it looks and not like being like an empty tile. Let's just paste our texture here. And I'm really not worried about trees like making a pattern or overlapping or going underneath the road or going in here right now, because I'm going to fix that in a second. I'm going to fix that right now. And same with the texturing, like I can go through and fix that, no problem. So I'm not going to get too concerned about that. And when I'm done with this route, I probably won't actually be done with it. Like I can really see myself coming back like after this is released and spending a lot more time on just detailing scenes and maybe experimenting with some different stuff, maybe changing out textures or trees and I don't know, maybe I'll make an all speed tree version at some point. I don't know. What are you guys doing in the chat there? Can we I see deleted messages. What do you guys? Let's just relax. Whatever's happening, chill. Let's just hang out. All right, let's see. So now let's take a look at the scene, how this is shaping up. So now I have kind of an idea of what my background is looking like, how things are going to look. So I might actually want to add a little bit of height change, just a little bit of terraforming, just so that these trees don't all look like they're like on the same plane, even though they kind of are. Add just a little bit of, not randomness, but a little bit of dimension. That was one thing I noticed. 44 Willies has been beta testing, and he's been sharing a lot of screenshots, and they're all really great, but like obviously that gives me an opportunity to like critique my own work, and I'm like, oh, a lot of these trees look like they're at the exact same height, or you know, this looks kind of flat. Maybe I need to add some more terrain features and stuff like that. So it's really good for me to see some photos from somebody else's eye, just to critique my own work a little bit differently. Oh, everybody's talking about Wit Sim. Just let it go. I know that's like a really big drama in the Trainz community, and I think that it's really unfortunate that he is gone. We can only hope that he's taking a break. But I don't think that any justice is being done by constantly talking about it. I think it's one of those things that we all just have to accept, give the guy his space, and kind of just move on. When he's ready, if he wants to come back, he'll come back, and if not, then so be it. That's fine. He was a great contributor to the Trainz community when he was here. It's the only way you can look at it. But I don't think that it helps at all to just keep talking about it, especially if he's here in the chat under a different username or something like that, or in Discord or anything like that. I'm sure he's tired of hearing about it as well. So we could drop the subject and we can move on. Let the guy just have his space. And it happens to a lot of people trying to do YouTube, because it's not an easy thing to do, and it does impact your life in different ways. It impacts everybody's life differently, so it's nobody's business but his. Put it to you that way. Let's put a couple of these guys over here. Oh, you know what I need down here? Maybe not, because now I'm going to be introducing this stuff again. Let me just show you something. Let's go down here. So, speaking of introducing different scenic elements, like as the route progressed, by the time I got to the end of the route, I was using radically different trees and introduced a lot of different pine trees. And if you look at the trees back here, you'll see a lot of these pines sticking up, which I really like the look of. You'll see them up on the ridge up there, so maybe I should introduce those down in the town. I was kind of imagining this as being up in the mountains, so the vegetation is going to be different. There's, you know, different trees and stuff like that. So I don't know, maybe I'm not gonna, maybe I won't do that right now. Where are we working? We're over here. So, yeah, maybe I'll hold off on that. Let's just see if we can kind of finish this up, this area over here, and kind of populate it with some of these trees. I like these. Obviously, I use a lot of these STRMM trees, but this one is probably my favorite. It's nice and big, and it probably has the best shape and color, I think, out of almost all of the trees. So this one and its smaller counterpart are probably my two favorites, followed closely by this guy right here. I wish he had a little bit more dimension in his in the color. But otherwise, those are my favorite trees. I mean, overall, these STRMM trees are all fabulous. There's really nothing bad you really can't say too much about them. Although the fall, we were talking about the fall colors. I guess I'll show you. Go to edit environment. Where is it? It's under this one. So we're on July 9th. I think they change in October. Let's see. This route, so by the way, this route is not meant to be seasonal. Oh, look at all these trees actually disappear because they don't have a seasonal variant. Interesting. So don't try to run this in like wintertime. This is not meant to be a seasonal seasonal route. Let's just see. I see the track changed. I know I got the track and the ballast were seasonal. Looks like some of these textures were trying to be seasonal, but just absolutely failed. All right, so let's go back to July. Where were we? July 9th. Okay, close that. We can just throw a few of these around. Let's not do a big one there. I'll do a smaller one over here. And again, I find that blending these 3D trees with 2D filler trees seems to work quite well. And I don't know how I'm ever gonna not do that. I'll throw a couple of these guys in. I don't know, maybe sometimes I look at this and I'm like, wow, this really feels like I'm just kind of creating a boundary. And you know, I guess in some ways I am. But I guess if you look at it low enough where you're supposed to look at it, it looks fine. That actually looks really cool. I like this scene a lot, actually. This whole section. That actually, yeah, that's starting to feel pretty nice. I'm digging it. But yeah, I mean, I guess if you kind of start to look at it subjectively from up here, feels like a border. All right, let me just do a save. All right, so we got that going. Do I want to spend time putting down cars? Probably not. Let's do, let's see, we got to do a little bit of texturing here actually before we move on. So I think the other thing I want to do is we could probably do this quick right here. Like I'm not going to go too detailed over here. And there's a small scene that I want to do. I actually might save this school to do during my video, my next video. So maybe we'll just do a couple of these houses. Oh, I want to show you guys while you're here. There's some stuff that I haven't shown on camera. Well, wait, do I want to show it to you or do I want you to find it when the route is released? I guess I'll just kind of like, I'm not going to show it. I'll just hint at it. There's still obviously some empty areas over here, but I have been filling in some other gaps with some nice scenes. I got to figure out what the heck I'm going to do over here, but yeah, I've been doing some fun stuff over here as well. Yeah, I'll save that. I'll let you guys just discover the things over there, or maybe I'll do a little bit of detailing in the detail episode or something like that. I don't know. Not important right now. All right. Ooh, what was I gonna do? A little bit of texturing. Usually I like to just do a few strokes with the dirt underneath. And then kind of blend it with other stuff. But yeah, guys, I'm pretty excited for the next couple of projects. I'm really excited to get this out. Obviously, I always like start getting really excited towards the end of a project when I get close to releasing. So That's really exciting, but I'm also really excited to get back into the P&B. I've been kind of giving it some thoughts here and there about what I'm going to do and where I'm going to start building and what I want to build and how I'm going to do stuff. And Bill M has been sending me pictures and different types of inspiration, and 44 Willies is doing some stuff. He's updating some of the scenery and showing me some pictures, so probably do some scenery updates on the first section, but I'm pretty excited to get back into the next section of it and continue the build. So I think that's going to be really cool. Can I do a full route flyby? Yeah, I'll do that in a moment. I got no problem doing that. Let's see. Yeah, so P&B is coming soon, and then I've got 2 builds for Trainz 2019 that will be coming pretty soon. I'm really excited to just try that out and just see what I can do with that game, because it seems like there's not a lot of people playing it right now, and I don't know, I feel like I'd like to get my hand in there and kind of mess about with it and see what I can kind of come up with. And I've seen like a lot of the screenshots that I've been seeing are really pretty good for the most part. I've seen some pretty bad ones, but you know, that just exists. That just exists in the Trainz ether, whatever it is. So that's okay. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to do some of that stuff and kind of see what I can come up with that. I was going to say something else. Somebody asking about recording software. I use Bandicam for my video recordings. I've heard of some people using OBS to record, but I've never tried OBS. Bandicam works really great for me, and what I do, it's very flexible. You can pretty much tell it what frame rates you want to record at, and audio sampling, and you know, it's really, really flexible. It's really robust and user friendly. So I would recommend that. Oh, I was gonna mention a couple things about streaming and videos and stuff, and I've touched on it sort of briefly in passing several times already. Come April, I'm gonna try to live stream every Tuesday, just like tonight, every Tuesday, probably around the same time. It really depends on my work schedule. If I work until 6 in the city and I have an hour commute, if I can get on the train at 6:03, the 6:03 train, I can get home at 7 o'clock, which means I can start streaming around when I did tonight, around 7:30 or 8 o'clock, and then I could probably stream until, I don't know, something like 9:30 or 10. But again, if I don't get the 6:03 train, then I'm stuck until 6:29, which gets me home at 6:45, which means I wouldn't be able to stream until 8:30 after I eat and do all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I'm going to try to force myself to stream at least for the month of April, every Tuesday. And I'm not exactly sure. I tweeted the schedule out and I already forgot what it is. I think the first Tuesday is going to be another DBEV stream. I think it's going to be another DBEV stream, followed by the next Tuesday, which will be DBEV operating. And so I want to do, I've talked about this a million times in the past, and I think I'm going to finally really try to push myself to do it. I have serious issues with committing to things, so it's really difficult for me to actually lock in on anything. But the second Tuesday, I think, is going to be an operating session on the DBEV, and I'm going to try to make that like a monthly thing. At least, at the very least, I would love to do like a monthly operating session, like especially on the P&B, which is, as you all know, a route that you can set up an operating session and just keep it going like infinitely. So I'd like to do that. So at the very least, I'll do that. Try to force myself to do that. And then the third week will be Trainz 2019 build. And then I might do a giveaway then. I'm not sure. Trainz 2019. And then the fourth week, I think there's actually five Tuesdays in April. The fourth Tuesday will be City Skylines. I'm thinking I've been dying to do City Skylines for a long time, and I absolutely do not have the time to actually make a video series, so I figured I'm going to stream it. I'm going to try to do a stream. So Strict Toaster has been kind of helping me out a bit with some of the City Skylines stuff and a lot of like streaming stuff. So we might actually do a stream before. I have to talk to him because he mentioned it, but I don't know how committed he is to the idea. We might actually do a stream before then where he kind of helps me get City Skylines set up, like in terms of mods and assets and stuff like that. That would be good to get me started off with. So once that, and if that actually becomes a thing, I'll tweet about it and let you guys know so that you can tune into that. But I think that would be kind of a fun way to get started with City Skylines. And I think that is probably going to be the best way for me to actually play the game, because I've just been dying to get into it. And obviously you see how I play Trainz. I play from the City Skylines perspective pretty much. So I kind of want to just see what I can do with that game for a little bit. Not that I'm not gonna abandon Trainz or anything like that. I'm just got to do something a little different. Play another game, another city building. Kind of like how we're doing OpenTTD. And that's just sort of like a fun experimental project. Just something fun to do. But yeah, so for the month of April, gonna try to do this monthly live stream or weekly live stream thing. Again, it's all subject to change. Anything's possible. Anything can happen at any time. Some days I get stuck at work really late, and you know, when that happens, I'm not coming home and streaming. As it is, when I get home from work, it's been really hard for me to like sit down and do any of this stuff. That's why there's been a real shortage in videos, because I'm just like tanked, man. I just can't do much. But I'm trying not to make excuses. I'm trying to just power through it. Make it work. I'll find the time. I don't want this job to like run my life. You know what I mean? So why am I doing this? Why am I putting shrubs over here? You're never ever gonna see this. All right. Anyway, that was a tangent that I got on there while I was doing the thing. Here we go. All right. So what time is it now? It's 8:54. Probably I'm gonna stream for another 20 minutes or so, I think. But I want to populate this area a little tiny bit more. And I'm not gonna detail this to look like a functional thing. I don't think it's necessary. It's far enough in the background that I don't think it's necessary, but I will try to make it look at least a little decent. This is on like a hill too, by the way. We could put a couple trucks and stuff like that over there, though. I don't think that will be much of an issue. Maybe a couple of these containers. Blue seems like a good one. We'll toss a blue one back there. I had a nice gray one before. Where'd it go? This one's not bad. I don't know what I'm trying to do here. I'm just trying to add a little... Just trying to see what I can see. What can I see from over here? Not much. You know what? Forget it. We're not going to do that. We will just kind of bring in some of the ground texture. And then bring in some trees, and I think that'll probably be enough to give the suggestion of something going on in the background here while not having to fully go over the top and detail it. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do here. Put some dirt over here. Then maybe a shrub or two. Those ones are too big. I need something like this. But yeah, so those streams in April won't be too long. Probably, like I said, if I start at 8, maybe like an hour, hour and a half, maybe 2 if I'm feeling really ambitious. But yeah, we'll see. It's really just because I don't have the kind of time that I have had previously to do videos. So I figure if I'm gonna keep doing this, it's gonna be a whole lot. I'm either gonna be releasing less videos a month altogether, and you guys are not gonna hear from me for a long time, you know, or I can still release less videos each month, like the same few amount of videos, and do a stream, or you know, a bunch of streams. It'd be about 4 streams a month, and then you guys get all the same content. It just will be in a different format for a little bit until I get things straightened out. Maybe we will. I'll probably end up putting some crap back here, even though I shouldn't. You know, why did I do that? Let's make that guardrail go all the way up, even though this road, I'll probably make this road go someplace, not go someplace, but like bend, so it doesn't look like, because right now if we're over here, I don't know, I don't like that you could just see that it stops. Like, to me, that breaks the, as we call it in film production or theater and stuff like that, that breaks the fourth wall. It ruins that illusion. Like, from here you can't see it, that's fine, but you know, if you get like a straight down shot, that's kind of annoying. I'm obsessively saving tonight because this game crashed on me several times recently, and I'm just not taking any risks. Not taking any risks. All right, so this is cool. This is shaping up really nice. I like this strip. Oh, a new version of Stream Deck is available. Why would you pop up right now? Remind me later. I'm not interested. So yeah, maybe if I curve the road around that way or something like that, it'll be a little bit less obvious. Or I could even curve it to the left there. Be a little less obvious that it disappears. The one thing that I'm gonna have a lot of problems with, maybe you guys can give me some suggestions about what to do about this, and maybe it's not even a problem, is right over here. What do I put on the other side of this bridge? I mean, I know obviously you need to put in some trees and stuff like that, but do I take the time to put more buildings over here, or like should I bend the road maybe sooner so it's not so straight for so long? Like, I'm really at a loss as to what to do here. Like, I really don't know. So if anybody has any suggestions, like, please let me know, or I don't know, anything. Just don't know what to do about that. I guess my best option would be to curve it away sooner so that it disappears sooner and just hide it somehow. I'm not sure. I just don't like it that it sort of just ends. It kind of bothers me. All right, flying back over. It's going to kill the bit rate a little bit. All right, let's see. What else do we want to do here? Oh, we can add just a couple of more. Let's just add a few of these guys. Boom, boom, boom. Just in the areas where we're gonna see, like, the highly visible areas. Some old abandoned mills. Yeah, I could do that. I actually thought another scene that I thought would be kind of cool to put on the route along the right of way up in the mountains would be like an old grain siding, or like farmers co-op siding or something like that, with like an abandoned boxcar on it. I thought that might be kind of interesting. So maybe I'll work that in too at some point. The problem is that at some point I have to just like stop with this, because the ideas will keep coming. Like at any point I could be like, oh, this would look great on the route. This would look great on the route. But at some point I have to, like, you know, make a decision and say, all right, we're good. This route is good. I'm not going to add, you know, it's like a painting. Like how did Michelangelo know when his paintings were done? You know, you can get into a painting and just stay there forever and constantly add more brush strokes or details here and there. Let's, you know, add another eyelash on the Mona Lisa, or, you know, just you could just go for forever. But at some point a decision has to be made that you say, this piece is good and I'm done. And I'm happy with where it is. You know, and that's not an easy, sometimes that's not an easy decision to make. I don't know where I'm going to draw that line here, but it's probably going to be decided very, very soon. Abandoned coal mine wouldn't really be fitting on this route. There wasn't any coal in New York. I don't think there were any coal mines in New York. Not that this is based exclusively in New York, but it's inspired by it. So let's see. All right, that's shaping up nice. I guess while we're at it, we can add some cars, because I don't know if I want to get too involved in, hey, this car is parked not properly. I don't know if I want to get started on something else that I'm not gonna be able to finish right now. So let's do that. You know what we can do? We can add a billboard over here. It might be a nice touch. Let's see what kind of billboards we got. Of course, they're all facing the wrong way when they first load up. Valley Dairy. What you look like? No. And this looks a little too modern for the mid-90s, early 90s. Let's see. Angler Aussie Apples, Banjo Tobacco, Budweiser is usually a good one. It's not a lot that really fits in the 90s theme. It's either like way older or modern. This one isn't bad, but the red is just too much. I should stop detailing when there's smoke coming out of my computer. Yeah, but that wouldn't be, I would, but that would not be fair to you guys. And, you know, I do want other people to run on this thing. So, you know, Coca-Cola is a good one. I'll stop at a point for that for you guys, but yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, I probably will just continue to detail it until this thing is down to 1 frame per second. That'll just be my own. That'll just be for me. Wow, I stuttered really bad there. Sorry. Good old stutters coming back here and there. I don't want to spend a ton of time looking at freaking billboards. Let's just pick one. Dave Snow. We got more Dave Snow content on this route than probably JR content. Coca-Cola, that's a very 90s thing. Great. I don't know if that's their 90s ad campaign looking piece or not. Who are we advertising for? Are we advertising for the people at this intersection? That probably makes sense. I could have a cop on either side. Yeah, I did that further up the line though. I don't want to do like the same. I don't want to do the same thing. I could make a police station. I have a couple fire stations. I don't think there's any good police station like building assets that I've seen. Oh, let's add. Oh no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to kill it with more grass. What was I going to do? Oh, we're going to put some cars in. That's what we're going to do. My favorite thing to do. I like these Chevys. Chevy Cheyenne. There we go. If I say it really slow, I can say it. We'll just do a couple of these because they're kind of really notable looking. We'll do a white one. I do like those. I do like these the most, probably out of almost all the cars that we have. Way better than this HP truck, which I'm going to use anyway. And again, I'm just going to kind of plop a few down, and then I'll just go through and straighten them. This place definitely needs a van. I'll straighten them out all at once. Kaboom. And I'm going to try to use mostly neutral cars. Put another one there. And that's only because, like, there's so few choices of cars in this game that immediately it becomes repetitive. Like, I know they're just in the background, but for me, like, I don't know. I pick up on patterns like that really quickly. Put one here. Is this the one with that's okay? Yeah, that one's fine. Is this one still broken? There's one of these that had, like, the wheels were screwed up on it, but maybe they fixed it. Oh no, it's this one. It's like the license plate is on the wheels for some reason, so I'm not using that guy. Maybe there's an update. I don't know. And I would love to just add way more cars to some of these scenes, but problem is that I think that cars tend to be a little bit of like a graphical hog, because they have so many curves and there's just like there's a lot going on with cars. So I think that the more cars you put down, the more lag you get. But that's just my theory. I don't have anything to really back that up. Could be entirely wrong. But I certainly like the look of a packed parking lot more than a sparse parking lot. I tend to do a lot of sparse parking lots just because, you know. Whoa, hello. We need to put you on a locked layer. And most people tend to park their car facing in. Most people don't back into parking places. I find that a lot. Ooh, I don't know. Something was weird there. There's like a certain type of person. Hopefully none of you. There's like a certain type of person that backs in all the time, like in every parking spot every time they park. And I'm not saying that that person has any other attributes other than the fact that they back into every single parking spot. And I find that it seems to be, I don't see it so much down by New York City or in like New Jersey or anything like that, but it seems to be like an upstate New York thing. Maybe places where people get a lot of snow. Maybe there's like a real reason behind it. I don't know. I think a GTX 1060 will run this route fine. Probably. I think you might just have to turn down some of your settings. I mean, I play with all my settings totally maxed out. I mean, I get like a good 60 frames per second or more, even with everything maxed out. So I suspect that if you turn the settings down, a 1060 should be totally fine. For some reason, these Chevys just... Actually, all these cars... Oh, no. The Chevys are, like, in the ground. They're, like, their height... Their native height isn't exact, like this guy right here. You can see he's in the earth a little tiny bit, and you gotta use your height tool to bring him up. I usually bring it up until I see the shadow, like, just appear. One higher, and I think he floats. So... That's what I do. We'll leave those spots empty. Maybe we'll just delete those spots, actually. Gone. All right. Let's move these guys into place. Not you, light post. slide this guy up, move this guy over, bring him up. I think I need to add more cars in this lot. It's looking pretty empty. Bring this guy up. Parking lots are hard, man. Like, populating. I wish there was a way to, like, auto-populate the parking lots. Let's see how that looks. Looking better. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's like maybe it's a weekday and there's not a lot of people at the shopping center. I don't know. That definitely helps bring it to life quite a bit more. I like that I like that I put the auto center, or whatever you call this, the repair center, like on an angle, on a 45-degree angle. I think that helps kind of break up the scene a little tiny bit. Same with these buildings in the background. So definitely really helpful. Oh, we wanted to do a flyover, so let's do a quick flyover. I'm gonna hide my session stuff though, just in case. Car splines are like, I don't know, they just don't look too great, in my opinion. Ooh, real train outside. Alright, so let's take a look. We will kind of double-decker North Jersey coastline. So I'll try not to go too quickly so the bit rate doesn't get scrambled too badly on YouTube, but this is our Class 1 main line. I think there's a little bit of detailing and stuff that I could probably do through here. A little bit more work I could do. Obviously, the focus isn't on this route, isn't supposed to be on this Class 1 line, although I'm sure you guys are going to abuse it, and that's totally fine. So then we start to get into our downtown scene here. Again, there's a lot of stuff on the outskirts that I need to take care of. We've got our fire department scene over here, burning building that we did during a live stream a couple weeks ago. Really happy with how that came out. And I also really like if we kind of like come down here. I sort of like this view. I know 44 Willies is always making fun of me for like playing from up in the sky, bird's eye view, but I like this. I think that it shows you a lot. It shows a lot, you know, and I like the train tracks going through here. I like the scene. I mean, even down from, you know, track level, it still looks really cool. You got these big looming buildings in the background and some of these smaller residential apartments and stuff like that. So I'm really happy with that. But anyway, so here's the interchange track to get onto the DBEV. This is the end of the line for the DBEV. And then we start heading west. And we've got our 4-track yard, which is really only 3 tracks of storage. Well, I guess it really is less than that. We only have, well, I guess we technically have 2 runarounds. This track over here on the edge is not a runaround. That's just a stubby. So that's like when I start making sessions for this, I'm really looking forward to it because I'm going to make things really difficult in this yard because it's meant to be like a skimmed down yard, you know? So pretty cool with that. Birdman, yep, exactly. Anyway, so flying through the downtown, I'm gonna go a little bit faster. Here's the park that we did in the last episode. If you needed some kind of geography. Here's our other main park. Been doing some work over here as well, actually. A lot of off-camera stuff just because it's sort of repetitive and mundane. I'm trying to fill in these roads a little tiny bit and figure out exactly how I'm going to end some of these scenes. And I've sort of come to the conclusion that I'm just going to end them. A lot of the scenes are just gonna stop. And that's going to have to be okay. Some of them kind of taper away like these over here. So we start heading away. This is where we were just working here. This is like about a mile out, I believe, a mile out of the city. And we kind of work our way west through some suburban areas. I am getting a little bit of lag. What are my game settings at right now? I am at 6,000. Okay. I did turn it up a little bit higher last night just to see what it would do to me. And it was fine. So yeah, heading west. We've got our lumber center over here. And then we've got our tourist train section here. We've got our candy factory, which I think is Pete's Candy Factory, if I remember correctly. I can't remember what I named it. It might not be. It might not be Pete's Candy Factory. Just some kind of a candy factory. So you get high fructose corn syrup delivered in here, and then you've got boxcars of, I guess, maybe packing material can go in, and then candy can come out. That's sort of my idea, I guess. And now we start getting really into the woods here, and we're heading out towards the farmland. This is where things start getting interesting in a different way. We hit this highway scenic divider here, which sort of brings us into the farmland, the plains, floodplains area, which is, I don't know, some of my favorite stuff. Like I really like how this looks. I don't know why. Oh, you know why these shrubs are looking like this? It's because I've got the environment set to noon. I think usually when I do my cinematics, I'm doing it like at this time of day. So everything looks a lot more soft and dramatic. I like that. So this looks really good in my opinion. I like it. I like how it came out. I'm really happy with that. So we can kind of continue to head our way west into the woods. Now see, if this was Trainz 19, I could just fly through with the drone and be nice and smooth. This will be an interesting industry to switch. This is one reason why I need to do beta testing, because the way that, since this is technically a, I don't know, will this be a facing point spur for westbound trains? It's not a good, and there's no runaround in here, so there's not a good way to switch this out. So the way that I've been picturing it in my head, and I don't know how well it's going to work, is that anything that needs to be switched into this industry would be taken all the way west with the gravel train to the end of the line, where you would basically run around your train there, and then you would switch the farm on your return trip back down to the city. Again, I haven't tested that in practicality, so I don't know how well that's going to work, but that's what we're going to be doing in one of those live streams in April, so looking forward to that. I love this area here. I love this dead-end road with these houses and stuff like that. I'm going to come through here and add some more garbage and debris and stuff like that around this guy's house, because I think it needs it, although I'm also quite happy with just leaving it as it is, but I think maybe a little bit more trash might be interesting. Sort of like this guy has just been, or any of these people down at the end of the dead end here have been just dumping their trash on the tracks because they were out of service for so long. You know, it's just like a good place to dump, you know. Back in the 80s and 70s and early 90s, people just didn't care. There were no laws or anything like that for half this stuff, so people would just dump their trash wherever they wanted. Luckily now we're a little bit more sane about that sort of stuff. All right, so we're heading up in the mountain. This grade gets really challenging, and part of it was intentional and part of it was unintentional. I don't know where it happens, but somewhere in here this grade goes from like 1% to like 3.5%. And if I had to guess, I'm gonna say that it's probably right up here. I love how this turned out, by the way. I'd have to guess that it's probably right up here, and I'm gonna say that it's probably because of this bridge, because the bridge would not, the bridge has to be level. It won't work. Or no, was it the bridge? No, it was the abutments. The abutments won't go with the grade on the track. So I think I had to adjust how the grade was, or maybe it was a combination of the bridge and the abutments. I don't know, one of those two or a combination of those two made me have to like sort of adjust things. And I think when I did that, the track became very skewed. I like the way that this all looks. It's just gorgeous. So I think that's where that happened. I'm not too worried about it. Trains can make the grade. Like I said, I've been inspired. This route was inspired by the Catskill Mountain branch of the New York Central, also known as Catskill Mountain Railroad in modern day. And that had some pretty ridiculous grades on it as well. So I'm totally okay with keeping that. I'm also a big fan of this little scene here. It's very simple, but it's clean and just nice. Just 2 tracks right here. One is a little bit more maintained than the other, and just a small farm and a farmhouse and some farmland, an old abandoned, I guess, farm shed. I think that looks really cool. And then, of course, we've got, this is the Dry Brook stop, and this would be the Dry Brook. So this is our station stop, the end of the line, technically, for the tourist operation. And then we can continue to head west through the woods. And I think I might have done a lot of this, like, off camera. And we get to our nice, beautiful lake right here, which is great. I like it. I'm happy. And then we can kind of keep going this way. Somewhere in here is where I was thinking I could add, like, the old farm stand with the abandoned boxcar. But at this point, I don't know if I really want to shoehorn it in. Like, it feels like I would be shoehorning it in. Like, maybe it would be, like, right at this straight section. Like, I don't know, over here. But there's, like, a steep, sort of a steep grade on both sides of the track. So, I don't know. I don't want to force it in. So, I'm going to think about it, but maybe I'll reconsider. And then we get closer to the Fleischmann's area here. So, this is our abandoned trackage. Old station stop. We got an abandoned, I don't know if I've ever really showed this in too much detail. The abandoned Fleischmann's station here, which is just the standard JR depot. And I reskinned it a bit, weathered it up really good, boarded up the windows and the doors, and it works really well for an abandoned depot. And we can continue on west a little bit further. Here's our branch to Fleischmann's Gravel. So we'll just fly up that. That's the end of the line there. And then right back down to the main line, we could theoretically continue west further. And as we go further, we get into less and less maintained track, because essentially it's useless. I guess you could use it for car storage, but once you get up to here, you've got your washed out bridge. Oh, which I just remembered. I gotta finish the scene down here. Oh man, I forgot about that. I gotta fill this in a little bit and fill this in a little bit, but other than that, the scene is good. Like, the meat and bones of the scene is done. And then I can imagine you guys, somebody out there is gonna download this route and modify it so that it continues on westward. Somebody's gonna do it, I'm sure of it. And if nobody else does it, I might end up doing it one day. But it's kind of a cool idea. So that's our overground track that has been out of service for a really long time and will continue to stay out of service, as the Dry Brook and Esopus Valley Railroad has absolutely no intentions of rebuilding this bridge, because the cost is going to be too high, and there's absolutely no commercial use for the track heading out that way. I like how this area turned out too. I like how it all turned out. I'm happy with it. I think it's a great route. Great work. Pat myself on the back. Good work, Joe. No, but seriously, this is pretty cool. I'm really happy with how this turned out, and I have learned a lot in the process of doing it. So hopefully I can carry that with me into the next build. Let's go back into town. Use the location bookmarks. I'm just gonna take a peek at the chat. The Saratoga and North Creek Railway. Yes, I mean, I might have subconsciously been pulling inspiration from that as well, for sure. Because I've spent a lot of time in the Adirondacks. I go camping up there every year, and I would drive past the S&C all the time, every time I would go up there. So I actually watched that track go from completely out of service to back into service, and now I guess I'm gonna watch it go out of service again, unfortunately. But that was a pretty cool process. So yeah, somewhere in my head, that for sure is part of the inspiration. Oh, J-Train, yeah, I was helping you out on the forums. Yeah, you're welcome, dude. I hope it worked out for you. Hope you got it working. Let me know if you need anything else. But anyway, I think, guys, let me do a quick save. I think that's going to do it for this evening's stream over at Existing Route Session. Yes. What's next week? Next week is the 26th. I might try to stream next Tuesday. Oh, we'll see. Keep an eye on my Discord and on my Twitter, and maybe I'm going to try to stream next Tuesday. Like I said, I want to try to make it a weekly thing, so we'll see how that pans out. Maybe a little at a time, small steps I get into it. But this is a lot of fun. This was like just the right amount of time for me, and now I can go make myself a snack, maybe eat some cookies, take a shower, and get ready for tomorrow. So just the right amount of time for me. So once again, guys, thank you guys for watching. If you've enjoyed, make sure you hit the like button. If you're not subscribed and you're new, hit the subscribe button as well. And if you're interested in becoming a patron, there's a link in the a link below for Patreon, and all the details are there. And if you have any questions or suggestions on how I can make Patreon better for you, or anything that you think I could do to improve it, make sure to let me know, because I'm always open to suggestions and that sort of thing. Same with anything else I do. If you have any suggestions, shoot them at me. Let me know. But anyway, that's gonna do it for me today, guys. Hope you all have a good night. I'll see you guys next time. Oh, the Discord link. I'll post the Discord link. I'll do the Discord link, but I'm gonna put the outro up. I'll do the Discord link though. Stay tuned if you need that.